Alongside head Javelina men's basketball coach Johnny Estelle, I'm Mark and Sarah after a 69-53 home win for the Javelinas over St. Mary's. And, Coach, their conference game, another really tough game against a good team that played really hard tonight. You guys came out in the winning end of it. What were the keys for y'all tonight?
I think it was team play, the bench. I thought that we started off slow. I think it was 10-1. I mean, we couldn't buy a basket. We were kind of missing assignments on defense. That's a tribute to St. Mary's. Came out ready to play. They was hyped, and we had a good crowd tonight, and I think it may have energized them a little bit more than us probably. But we settled down and started executing a little better on offense, but really started getting stops on defense. I thought guys like John Mouton was phenomenal, man. That kid came in. He gave us so much. I think he led us in points and probably rebounds and – he's playing hurt and like a lot of these guys. But I just think that it was the team effort, our culture, and, you've heard me coin the phrase of, culture wins. And that's kind of what this was about. St. Mary's is always a very difficult team. Coach Z and Coach Meyer does a great job of trying to control the tempo and run a lot of different screens and sets. And, they're playing a little faster than they have in the past. But still, they grind you a little bit, and it's hard to play. They've been playing like that since I played here, so been good to them, and they make it very difficult on you if you're not very disciplined.
You mentioned the start of the game. They were up 12-2. Then you guys scored, I think it was 17 the next 18 points. And it seemed like your team's energy went through the roof over the course of that stretch. What did you see that changed?
This crowd, man. I think they got behind us a little bit. I think Creighton Avery came in and gave us a spurt there with a push. Deontay came in. John Guerrero hit some shots and gave us some energy. So sometimes you just need a spark. That's what I've always had on my teams in the past, and since I've been here, this is probably the deepest team I've had. I think that team that went to the tournament was deep enough, but this team is deep with talent as well. They come in and they're different, but they're similar in terms of not being non-negotiable. They all guard, they all play for each other. They'll get on the floor for loose balls. Some will make it ugly, and they're okay with it. And so am I, as long as we win.
This was a game that St. Mary's was within 2 points of you guys late in the second half. You guys made a few plays at the end, managed to kind of stretch it out, win by 16. What was the difference over the course of that late stretch that allowed you guys to hold on and build on that lead and eventually win?
I think, the lack of their bench production and the bench, they got three really good guards, man. I mean, shoot 15 at 1 and 4. Them three guys are pretty serious, man. And they gave us a handful up there, and I challenged our guys and basically said, hey, you got to guard these guys. And it's basically not say you by yourself, because we're gonna help you with the team effort, but this is basically when you talent on talent. Defense is a talent. In our program, you got to show up. And man, they did a good job. I think Jordan. He was well below his average. I think Houston was below his average, and number 15 was below his average. So, it's a lot of hard work chasing them guys around. But Mouton, who's I'm pretty relentless on about defense, really did a great job tonight. All of them did, but he really stood out to me as a guy that gave us a spark on the perimeter and on the boards as well.
You guys are going to immediately move on, focus on St. Edward's on Saturday. But this is the 13th win for this team that matches the program record that you and your teammates set in 95 and 96. That team was 13-3. This team is now 13-3. Any comparisons or any similarities you see between this team and that team?
Well, we're going to play more games than that team. But, I'm trying to be sarcastic. But, yeah, there is. There is some similarities. In a lot of ways, I think this team is deeper than we were. When you go back and, if you could check the minutes, I think I had to play about 34 or 5 minutes a game. That's, two guard probably had to play about, 28 to 30, stuff like that. And our team is built to where, guys can, they can play 30, but we want them playing like 25 or 23, so they can be at their best. So this team is deeper. Now, I think our team had a little more firepower that guys could shoot the basketball and score it. But overall, this team may be a little bit better defensively than we were, to be honest. But we played more of a transition game. We played more like free throw line to free throw line. We pressed for the most part of the game and changed our defense up a little bit. But we try to play a little more in the half court, which is kind of ironic because in JUCO and here we played full court, and I like playing full court, but I also like to give us the best chance to win. I think that's playing the way we play with the kind of guys we have. So there is some, to answer your question, there's some similarities. I'm partial to my team, as you know. But, that's the mark, and I want to beat it, And I told these guys at the very beginning, if we do, I'm in both team pictures, so I'm okay with it. I know it sounds arrogant, but I am. I'm rooting for these kids, though. These kids deserve it. And on a closing note, I had my teammates a few of my teammates came to the A&M game, and they told the team that they want this team to break our record. And, over the course of the year, I couldn't say I don't agree with them. This is a special group of young men, and I wish the best for them. And we're going to keep playing as long as we can.
Well, Coach, congrats on the win. Thanks again for the time.
Hey, thank you, Mark.